If you stop for one moment, stop what you are doing and ask, where am I going? Would you know the answer? To know the answer is to know yourself. A great Zen master called Tozan once wrote, "The blue mountain is the father of the white cloud. The white cloud is the son of the blue mountain. All day long they depend on each other without being dependent on each other. The white cloud is always the white cloud. The blue mountain is always the blue mountain." This was Tozan's interpretation of life, that each of us, like the white cloud, exists dependently, yet independent. When conditions change, the cloud changes, and it just keeps going, leaving no trace, no past. This is the Zen way, without effort, without intention. If there is a sound, we hear. If our eyes are open, we see. There is nothing more than this. When we see ourself as the white cloud, when we come to this realization of ourselves, it will be enough, and there is no confusion. To awaken to this realization is the practice of Zen. Like a stream flowing down the mountain that finds its own path, living with nature is finding your own way. This is the way of the Tao, and it is found in Zen. If we try to block the stream or resist it, it will simply go around without a pause. It will find its own way. This way is like a fallen leaf moving along a stream. If you allow the stream to carry you, its strength becomes yours. You are one with nature. Without clinging, without attachment, leaving the past behind, living in this moment. When you look at the forest, do not look at the trees as separate or apart, but as one. This is the forest. Likewise, do not differentiate yourself as apart from others or from the world outside. The search for self-realization is powered by our anxieties and our fears, which feed our ego, causing frustration with our daily life. Selfishness, jealousy, anger, and hate, which unconsciously serve to protect us, and in doing so, set us in opposition to everyone and everything. To awaken to this realization is the practice of Zen. It is rush hour in Tokyo, and for these commuters, the travel home includes a stop at the Sangha or Zen Center. Like an oasis, the Dogen Sangha provides nourishment for the body and mind. This is Zazen, the practice of sitting and concentrating the mind to stillness, going beyond unconscious thought into the deep silent recess of the mind, where activity has ceased and the outside has melted away like spring snow. For these office workers, Zen after work has become a necessary part of their daily routine. Gudo Nishijima is the founder and Roshi, or head of the Dogen Sangha, and at 84 years of age, he practices Zazen every day, just as he has done for the last 60 years.
Buddhism is based on the philosophy of realism. So usual religion rely upon the spiritual idealism. So the fundamental bases are little different. So Buddhist practice, especially Zazen is the fundamental basis of Buddhism. That is, the practice of Zazen is very useful for keeping human life healthy and following the truth. In our human body, there is a nervous system called the autonomic nervous system, and those autonomic nervous systems are divided into two parts. One is sympathetic nervous system, the other is parasympathetic nervous system, and the sympathetic nervous system is much related with tension, and the parasympathetic nervous system is much related with relaxation. And Buddhism insists that tension and relaxation should be equal. That is the healthy condition of human beings.
With their minds still caught up in the hurly-burly of the day, the stillness and one-mindedness required in Zazen demands supreme concentration, but the effort is worth the reward. In a city of 12 million people and 20 million commuters each day, this reward is solitude and tranquility. The bubbling hot waters of your mind cool, and the calm surface becomes a mirror, reflecting back conscious thought. Your mind is still and quiet.
Next November, I will become 85. And I think to practice Zazen is very good method to keep health. So I am practicing Zazen every day in the morning and at night. That is very good for my health. And at the same time, relying upon the Buddhist philosophy, I always following the middle way. And the middle way is a very healthy way. Therefore, in such a situation, I feel very happy to be Buddhist.
You can receive a formal education in Zen Buddhism at one of Japan's oldest universities, the Komozawa University. Formed in 1592 as a learning center for the young monks of Soto Zen, today Komozawa is a bustling campus located near the center of Tokyo with a total of 17,000 students. While an academic approach to Zen Buddhism may not lead directly to enlightenment, there are Zen monks with monastery training who double as professors at Komozawa. Professor Ishii and his associates discuss a common notion that Zazen is meditation practiced only to relieve stress.
座禅は、そうですね、自分自身の心を解放させるものであるというふうに考えています。自分の心を解放させるということですから、これは非常にリラックスをすることはできる。つまりストレスの解消に大変役立つであろうということは予想されます。現実に日本におきましても多くの、働く人々がその社会の中のストレスを解放させるために、少しだけお昼休みに座禅をするということ、そのような人々が最近増えつつあります。ですからその意味からすればそれがアメリカのストレス社会であるアメリカのストレス社会へと展開し、そして同じように受容されるということは十分に予想できると思います。そしてそれは大変に役立つであろうということは、私は、確信できると思っております。
それは日本もアメリカも同じであるかと思います。情報社会でいろんな情報が自分のところに入ってきますから、 もう、情報過多の状況になっている中ではそういったこの外界からのいろんなこの、もたらされるものを遮断して自分自身でしっかりとこう自分を見つめるという行は非常に有効だろうと考えます。
Zen took firm root in 12th century Japan, and by the 16th century it had become the bedrock upon which many of the arts developed. Architecture, painting, the martial arts, poetry, and the ceremonial serving of tea. The aesthetic values of Zen are evident in many Japanese homes. Like a Zen mind, this home is furnished to the point of being empty. The modular size of the tatami floor mat is 1 meter by 2 meters and dictates the simple pattern and shape of the room. The colors are natural earth tones of wheat or seagrass. In the spirit of Zen temples, this home also has a small dry rock garden with an adjacent room for serving tea. To people outside Japan, it is presumed that Zen is hard at work here, but this is a mistake. After all, this is a culture based on simple aesthetics, regardless of Zen. In the way of the martial arts, do not let your frame of mind be any different from your everyday mind. These are the words of the great 16th century sword master, Miyamoto Musashi. The Zen monk Takuan introduced Musashi and the samurai of this period to Zen training and to what he termed mushin, or no mind. This state of emptiness allows the sword master to act in a calm and spontaneous manner, essential when facing an opponent about to draw his sword.
禅で、の方がおっしゃっておる空というようなそのような境地、それはどのような状態を言うのかもまだ私は理解できません。おそらく私どもが考えておるよりもっともっと高度な、精神的に高度なそのようなことを禅の方々は求めておられると思います。
Takuan wrote, "If one pays attention to the sword of an opponent, one's mind is caught by the sword. Thus, there is no place to fix one's mind." This principle became known as the mind of non-attachment, or immovable mind, and was put to great use by sword masters who included Zen as part of their code called Bushido. Today, in the tradition of Musashi, Japan's top sword master, Isaka, demonstrates his use of Zen, though his humility may deny such mastery.
禅の道のはるかに遠いということに私は大きな尊敬の気持ちを持ち、また近づくことがあれば近づいてみたい、そのような気持ちもする、非常に高い境地のことであると私は理解しております。
In Kyudo, the art of Japanese archery, the techniques of Zazen are employed by the archer to cultivate strong mental power. Every fiber of his body has to be under the control of his mind. This is necessary since even the slightest distraction can influence the outcome. The great archer Onuma Sensei once wrote, "Sometimes we will hit the target but miss the self, and other times we may miss the target but hit the self." This refers to the duality of our nature. We see everything as apart from ourself. For the archer to become one with the target, he must be one with body and mind. In the moment before releasing the arrow and initiated by tension in the abdomen or tanden, breathing stops, releasing a spiritual energy or ki, and instantly body and mind are one. This Zen community on the western outskirts of Kyoto provides an almost monastic retreat in the rural countryside. The trainees stay in an adjacent farmhouse where the conditions are Spartan. Each day begins early at 4:30 a.m. with the chanting of a sutra or Buddhist sermon. Hozumi Roshi, who founded the Zendo, studied under some of Japan's most respected abbots, whose guidance and wisdom he carefully passes on to his own students. His instruction helps them persevere in the practice of Zen, especially when they feel despair or lack of hope in attaining enlightenment. Chanting a sutra is one more method used to heighten or affect your state of mind. These Sanskrit words, when chanted repeatedly, help remove the hindrances of reaching enlightenment. They can also serve to strengthen one's faith in the teachings of Buddha. And though Zen is considered to have no dependence on words, the sutra is the closest one gets to a scripture. The intoning is accompanied by a steady beat and the occasional striking of the kesu, a large bronze bowl struck on its rim by a padded club. This is the mokugyo, a hollow block of wood carved in the shape of a fish. Its purpose is to provide a steady beat during sutra chanting. Zen centers like these are popular with foreign visitors or lay persons wishing to stay for short periods or during vacation. Some students follow no particular religious belief and are here to practice Zazen, while for others, this visit can become a permanent lifestyle. In such cases, they stay to take formal vows and even receive a Dharma name. Hozumi Roshi expounds Zen practice to all people regardless of faith. He even instructs at a monastery of Trappist monks in Europe, which he visits every year.
禅の道というのは仏教徒だけではなくしてキリスト教の人でもイスラム教の人でもユダヤ教の人でもこの禅道を生きて座禅をしております。それは禅そのものは宗教というものを超えておる、そういう精神性というものがあるためにこの禅道にはいろんな宗教の方も入ってきます。そしてまたいや別に私は宗教というものはあまり関わりがない、いわゆる無宗教と言われるそういう人たちもここにやって来られます。それはそれなりに宗教がないんじゃなくして宗教が見つからなかった、宗教を探しておるんだ、本当の人間の生き方を探しておるんだということであって、決して無宗教だからことであると私は思っておりますので、無宗教の人も入って座禅しても別にあなたは無宗教だからダメです、帰りなさいとは言いません。だからそういう意味では非常に開かれた差別のないそういう気持ちでおります。
This is the Zendo, or Sodo Hall, where the intense battle to control one's mind and body takes place. In Rinzai, the sitter faces the inside of the room, whereas the Soto faith practice Zazen facing the wall. The raised platform is called the Tan, and in traditional monasteries this would also be home, where the monk eats and sleeps. It is essential that the breathing and sitting posture in Zazen is done properly. First, the right foot is placed on top of the left leg. Then we take the left foot and place it on the top of the right leg. We call this keikafusa, or full lotus posture. The next posture is called hankafusa and uses only half of the legs, or one leg crossed. Hankafusa, or half lotus posture, is an acceptable alternative to the full lotus posture. Now for the posture of the hands. The right hand is placed underneath the left hand, like so. The thumbs are placed together, touching each other. This will form an egg shape in the middle of your hands. The posture of the body is erect with a straight back. To correct this posture, you sway your body from the front to the back and from left to right. By doing so, you will find your middle or center, and the body will not lean. The position of the eyes should be looking down to the floor and 1 meter in front. The eyelids are slightly open. This is the posture we use in Zazen. First you correct your body, and after this you correct your breathing. The breathing is called kokyu. Ko means to breathe out, and kyu is breathing in. The kokyu used in Zazen should come from below your navel in the lower abdomen, and this is called the tanden. Learn to relax your diaphragm, and without conscious effort, let your breath fill every bit of space in your lungs. When you breathe out, you do so slowly and for a long time from the tanden. After the breath is completely expelled, your body will breathe air in naturally by itself. After you have corrected your breathing, only then can you correct your mind. The first step is to count the breaths, both inhaling and exhaling. This is not a natural state of mind, but it will allow concentration to develop. Counting 1 when you inhale, and then 2 on exhaling, and then repeat after you reach 10. When you can count clearly without conscious effort or awareness, then the next step is to follow the incoming and outgoing breath without a count. Do this naturally, without becoming too occupied by it, so you enter a state where there is no counting or following of the breath. Though the training is not as strict as more formal monasteries, it can be just as rigorous with Zazen at the core of daily practice. Sitting in Zazen can be a painful experience for beginners. If the sitter is distracted by the pain, walking may be necessary to stretch the legs. As Zazen intensifies, the Godo, or deputy monk, walks the Zendo, adjusting the posture of sitters, or spurring concentration with shouts of encouragement. One last step. Concentrate. You're almost there. Finally, the Godo focuses every last ounce of the sitter's energy, striking him firmly with a wooden stick. In Rinzai Zen, this stick is called the keisaku. The sitter is hit from the front, after first gesturing with the hands pressed together in a mudra position called gaso, to show gratitude. When long sessions are held, the keisaku is an invaluable aid in resuscitating a tired mind or slumped body. A good thwack will bring the sitter to sharp attention and help renew concentration. These vigorous methods that serve to arouse the mind also include dialogue in the form of a question, called a koan. These questions defy any logical answer and are meant to send the student into a desperate struggle that leads to a crisis, from where he is able to find the correct response. Working on a koan is meant to deprive the mind of intellectual thought and erase preconceived ideas. In this situation, the student will respond with his entire body and mind, breaking through the iron wall of delusion with an instance of clarity. This sudden grasp of seeing one's true nature is Kensho.
臨済宗の方ではただ単に座るだけじゃなくして老子と修行者とが切磋琢磨してそのために祖師たちの言葉を考案として問題を与えてそして三禅というものをやります。これは臨済宗は特に三禅というものを重きに置いております。三禅の場合に公案というのは一応無言観とか臨済録とか壁眼録とかたくさん語録がありますからその語録の中から公案の問答というものが出てくるわけでありますけれども代表的な初めて三禅する場合に臨済宗で代表的な公案というのは無言観の第一則に出てくる上州の口に書いて仏性ありやまたなしや宗曰くもというこの公案これが基本であります。でもこれは公案っていうのは頭で考えて分かるものじゃなくして分かるものじゃないんで公案っていうものは修行して体験を深めて座禅して禅定三昧になって純粋になりそれこそ無心の境地からなるほどここだということが分かってこなければ公案は分かったとは言えない体得したとは言えない。金
Zazen does not end abruptly, but continues with a period of walking, called kinhin. The following of the breath or work on a koan is continued while you move. In kinhin, the hands are folded to the chest and small steps are taken while the body is kept erect. This walk teaches you to move or work while the mind remains in a meditative state and continues in Zazen, whether sitting or moving. As the sun sets over the ancient city of Kyoto, the neighborhoods resound to the chanting of sutras and the ringing of temple bells. This is the Hondo, or the main hall at Tofuku, where we are witness to a ceremony that marks the founder's anniversary. Tofuku was given the title of Gozan, or Five Mountains, a rank designated by the shogun to the 5 most important Rinzai Zen temples in Kyoto. The Gozan system includes hundreds of smaller temples in descending order, and it is an indication of the political and social influence that Zen Buddhism was wielding by the 14th century. Formal ceremonies such as this were usually held behind closed doors, but today more and more temples are displaying their cultural riches to the public. As interest in Zen continues, drawing more foreign visitors, the Zen temples may feel obliged to share more than just their exquisite gardens and tea houses. When the Emperor Kameyama converted to Rinzai Zen in 1291, he also chose to convert his grand villa in the wooded hills east of Kyoto into a monastery, which became Nanzenji. In its prime, Nanzenji boasted 62 sub-temples and was home to more than 1,000 Zen monks. The Hojo, or abbot's residence, is usually where the Zen garden is found, though in Japan this term is rarely used. They are referred to as dry landscape gardens. These Zen gardens were originally entrance courtyards, or nante, and were usually covered in fine white gravel to impress important visitors. As these formal visits became less frequent, the space was transformed into the Zen gardens we see today. The precise placement of the backdrop of trees, moss, and rocks is called borrowed scenery, as it duplicates the nearby mountains. The rock formation at Nanzenji is called Young Tigers Crossing Water. Nestled among the streams and mossy woods of Ruanji is a dry landscape garden which for many in the West is synonymous with Zen. This simple rock garden is acknowledged as a masterpiece of Japanese culture and Zen art. This small, flat garden of 25 meters by 10 meters of perfectly arranged gravel holds 15 rocks of 5 groups. This design has led to much interpretation and speculation, but like Zen, it requires no intellectual inquiry, just an appreciation of the harmony of its empty space. Unlike the larger pond touring gardens, this small, flat garden is meant to be enjoyed quietly from a veranda or from within a room. In the northern garden is a tsukubai, or wash basin. Donated by Mitsukuni, a feudal lord and well-published historian. The inscription reads, "Learn only to be content." Wash basins and drinking fountains are a recurring theme in Zen gardens. In long periods of zazen, the monks would use the gardens for meditation, sometimes lasting through the night. They would drink the water and wash their faces to stay awake. This is the Cannon Hall at Ginkaku, and is the original structure built in 1482. Known as the Silver Pavilion, the founder, Yoshimasa, originally decorated the outside in silver leaf to reflect the moonlight. Legend has it that he would meditate on the veranda, contemplating the shimmering reflection. The temple gardens are meticulously maintained. The moss is cleaned daily, and the dry sand or gravel formations are painstakingly rebuilt every month, or when wild boars come charging down from the mountain in the night, trampling through this serene setting. This platform of raked white sand is called the Silver Sand Sea. At its foot lies a volcano-shaped cone of sand called the Moon Viewing Platform. First appearing in 1576, the significance of this large cone has yet to be explained. Perhaps it resembles Mount Fuji. The last of the powerful Gozan monasteries, Tenryuji has a turbulent past, beginning in 1339, when its construction was financed by the profits of a trading ship bearing the name. Since then, it has been burnt down 8 times, but has since survived to become one of UNESCO's World Heritage Sites. With such a history, Tenryuji is a good place to discuss the evolution of Zen with priest Toga.
中国から日本に渡ってくるときに、このいろんな宗派に分かれまして、その中の禅宗の中でも、ここは臨済宗と申します。臨済宗の中の天龍寺派と言われるものです。現在、日本には臨済宗は14派あります。1日の修行者の予定と申しますと、朝4時には起床いたします。夏には3時半ぐらいに起床をいたしまして、その後座禅をし、度胸をし、朝ごはん宿をいただきます。そして、日によって、托髪をしたり、それからサムと申しまして、お掃除をする仕事がございます。それ以外は座禅をいたします。そして一日昼間は10時過ぎには昼ごはん、昼食、菜座と申します。それを食べます。その後大絶心とか摂心によりましていろいろと座禅をしたり作務をしたりという修行の過程を作ります。
The garden at Tenryuji is the original, designed by its talented first abbot, Muso Soseki, who had a reputation for practicing long periods of secluded meditation outside in the grounds or nearby mountains. The pond is called the Wellspring of Friendship and depicts the craggy shoreline and peninsula of Japan's inland seas. The garden was designed with multiple rock formations to give the monks a place from which to perform evening meditation known as yaza.
ここで少し変わっておるというか少し違うことは、この座禅をしながら夜だいたい夏場ですと10時ぐらいには終わります。冬ですと9時ぐらいには終わりますけれど、それからが実は本当の修行に入ります。なぜこれをヤザと申しまして、夜座禅をするわけです。これは各自が個々に自分の場所を作って座禅をしていくわけです。そのためにこういうふうな自然環境が必要になります。
Access by the public is limited to the paths and gardens while the monastic life continues in private. For visitors, it can mean a strenuous, tiring climb among the many hills of Kyoto just to catch a glimpse of the monks walking to the zendo, or to hear them chanting from behind monastery walls. To go beyond these walls and into the secluded world of the Zen monk, we must leave Kyoto and journey across Japan. We will enter a monastery so powerful it boasts 13,000 affiliated temples and has opened Zen to the rest of the world. This is the Daibon-sho, the great bell at Sojiji, Japan's largest Soto Zen temple, and with its sister temple, Eiji, it is the world headquarters. Weighing 19 tons, the bell has a sound that can easily reach beyond the 4 acres of the temple grounds. It is rung daily to summon monks to meditation or ceremonial duties. Soji was founded by the 4th patriarch of the Soto sect, the Zen master Kaizan. whose precepts for life were based upon ordinary, simple things. This appealed to the poorer classes outside of imperial Kyoto, and Soto Zen quickly spread. Today, this modern campus-like institution boasts some of the best amenities of all Japan's monasteries. It is a popular choice for monks in training who spend each day working, studying, and in zazen. Dai Tao Noda is a senior monk in charge of all Godo. It is an important position.
総持寺というよりも禅と言いましょうか、禅宗の陣といった方が、正確かも分かりませんが、禅宗の寺院というのはどちらかというと生活が修行ということになっておりますので、やはり、まず例えば他にないところは天座というのがありますね。天座というのは食事を作る。
With a large population of monks to feed, this kitchen, or tenzo, rivals that of many major hotels. The food preparation and menu is still based on Zen cooking methods first laid down by Zen Master Dogen over 800 years ago. Each meal consists of soup, rice, and boiled vegetables, and some pickles. This simple vegetarian meal is sufficient, and so nothing is wasted, in keeping with the tradition of Soto Zen. After working in the kitchen for 3 months, the monk will be moved to other tasks.
他に、やはり、この三門ですね、入り口の大きな門、これはそれぞれの意味がありますけども、その門を入る。居住まいを正して門を入ったら正面に仏殿、仏様をお祀りしたところがございます。
This is the long corridor that leads to the Sodo or meditation hall. Every day, the novice monks clean the floor using cloth rags known as zoken. While back-breaking work, the work is undertaken earnestly with concentration. Tasks such as cooking, sweeping, and cleaning are called samu, and are given the same reverence as the practice of zazen itself. When physical labor is undertaken with such a truthfulness, it is considered to be an expression of Buddha nature itself, and therefore no task is regarded as menial.
朝起きる夏時間であるならば3時半という時間がありますけれども、その3時半に起きる時にまずそれを起こす係の者が必ずつくわけですね。起こして回るということも修行になってくる。で問題はその例えばベルが鳴ります。心霊と言いますが、そのベルの音を聞いたら直ちに起きる、これが大事なことなんですね。聞きながら寝てるんじゃなくて、聞こえたらガバッと起きる、直ちに起きる。そしてもうそこから修行が始まってる。いやもう一つ言うならば、もう寝てること自体が修行だと思っていただいてもいいと思いますね。起きる、そして、このヤグを畳んで着替えをして洗面をする。そして大体15分くらいの時間の間で僧道、つまり座禅をするところに移動いたします。それから座禅が始まります。
This is Zazen in its purest form. This is a heightened state of concentration called shikantaza, where the mind, unaided by tactics to keep from wandering, achieves maturity in Zazen. The mind is at the lowest level of consciousness where no habitual thoughts rise up. Favored in Soto Zen, shikantaza holds the firm conviction that with Zazen, realization of one's true nature is possible. It is a powerful form of Zazen, with the mind awake and ready to bar all unconscious thought from entering. There can be no error in the posture of the body, and no lapse in concentration. Whether counting one's breath or in shikantaza, Zazen is more than sitting. It is also standing, walking, and sleeping, and together they are referred to as the four dignities of man.
こう言いますね。それからもう少し具体的に言うならば、行住座がこれ禅と申します。行というのは、行う、行く、つまり行動すること、つまり作業をするとかですね、体を動かす、住というのは住まいという書きますから、例えば屋根のある中での事務的な仕事ですね。座というのは実際に足を組んで座る、この座禅ですね。我というのは休む、寝ることですね。つまり、人間が生きている中の全てが座禅なんだということになります。そしてその一つ一つにこのやっていることに心を沿わせる、そして例えば動きがある時にはもうこれは座禅ではないのではないかと。座禅というものはどこまでもじっと静かにしてなければいけないというようなもしお考えがあるとするならば、それは違う。
In Soto Zen, where the sitter faces the wall, the Godo will use the Kyosaku stick from behind, usually with one sharp crack. There may be a warning, in which case, as in Rinzai, the sitter will show approval by gesturing with palms together. Administering the Kyosaku is done with care by an experienced monk called the Godo.
座禅をしているときに姿勢が悪いものや眠くなってきたものの姿勢を正すためにこの狭窄を使います。
The sitter is not struck randomly without thought, but at a precise point, also used in acupuncture. Striking the sitter will focus power and concentration, sweeping away doubt and strengthening resolve. Once unfettered from doubt or delusion, from the unconscious ego, the mind can now make the leap to enlightenment, or satori.
よく悟りということをこう申しますけれども、その悟りを求めて修行をする。じゃあその一体悟りとは何か。なんかとてつもないものがあって、それを得るとまたとてつもない力が湧いてくる。しかし決してそういうものじゃない。自分が自分になると思っていいんですね。自分が自分になることが本当の悟りなんだと。そのためにはやはり、無心の状態というのはまずないと思っていただいていいと思いますね。無心というのは心がない、全く何も考えないということは不可能です。生きている間は精神活動、何もしなくっても心臓が鼓動を打ち、血液が全身を巡りですね、そしてまた現に筆舌心というその感覚が働いているわけで、その働いている中で例えば音がすれば聞く、目を開ければ物が見える、香りがすれば匂いがする、それに対して全て反応しております。 その全ての反応を消し去ることはこれは不可能ですね。大事なことは全部受け入れる、拒否するんじゃなくて受け入れる。それが逆に言うならば無心と思っていただいてもいいと思いますね。で、私は座禅の説明に、使うんですけれども、じゃあどういう状態がいいか。
This emptiness can be understood as a state of pure existence, and containing nothing, it is an egoless state. There is no delusion, no anger, and no fear. The aim of Zazen is to achieve this condition, where the mind is turned in on itself and we see the truth without obstruction, without distortion. This is the original mind, the ordinary mind. Nothing bothers you, and you laugh out loud. With this wisdom, you enter the world again, but this time with naked eyes, and there is no differentiation. You see your own true nature, and it is the nature of the universe.